line is not there. Okay, okay. You know what line red line is. In between is possible what it is. Red line is. Yeah, start by.
Namaste, my name is Chaitanya N from Team Project Team Satyendra Nath Bose. We did a project on flow of liquids for the past 4 days and we made many conclusions and hypotheses. So, Hardik will be explaining more about that.
So the components of our system that we used were uh, the surface, which we changed many variables such as the texture of the surface, the number of irregularities, the obstacles which are there. Then we took the container for which we had the size of hole and several other factors such as the flow of such as the rate of the flow of liquid. Then third is the liquid itself, which we had tested various different liquids, and the of course the surroundings. Now, Soham is going to explain more about the variables of these components and how and how in our opinion they will change accordingly.
So all the components of our system are listed here. So each component has a set of variables. So for example, the surface, the friction, the slope, like the angle over here. The angle over here, all of these will affect the rate of flow. So our original hypothesis was, as we increase the amount of fluid that is dropped down the slope, the rate of flow will also increase on a linear scale. Now the observations that we have taken are on the screen. I let Anand explain how the observations is still.
Yeah. So as Soham said, by increasing the volume of the liquid, we hypothesized that it would when it would increase the time, that would decrease the time period, the time taken by the for the liquid to flow a set distance, which we took as 150 centimeters. So we felt that it would decrease in a linear manner. But as you can see in the graph, the difference between 1 ml of water the difference between 1 ml of water and 25 ml of water is almost 15 seconds, but the difference between 1000 ml of water and 6400 ml of water is only 0.1 second. So, we tried, so our range was from 1 milliliter to 6400 milliliter because that was the biggest bucket that we could find. And so I was going to explain about our next experiment.
So as we can see the graph here, the readings they don't go down on a linear scale, and what we have found is that the trend line works best logarithmically. So as it goes forward, the time reduced is going to be so small that it's almost going to be negligible. So it almost reaches zero. Now, also,
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Two minutes. So as you increase the volume and pressure,
so the difference between the previous measure and the next measure, it's almost negligible. Like for
so
1 and 25.
one question. So what's the last data point? Which was
So 6004.
6,400.
Yes.
Is it touching now?
No, sir.
Okay,
This is
so
almost
just a bit, just a bit.
Okay. So
This
as
is
you
the trend line, sir. This is not the.
yeah, then it's okay. But if you go on increasing the volume, will it touch zero somewhere?
Sir, no, sir, it's
It
not
won't
going to touch
touch
zero,
zero,
sir,
sir.
but the difference will be almost negligible, like around 0.001 second difference.
So because this is time, sir, and time is equal to distance by speed.
Correct.
So speed can never be zero and distance can never be zero.
Speed cannot, yeah,
Uh,
speed
like,
cannot
uh,
be infinite, right?
Yes, speed
And
cannot be infinite and distance cannot be zero. So it cannot touch zero, but the value can be negligible, like 0.0001, extremely close to zero.
So in this graph, sir, the independent variable is the volume, and it affects the time taken by the liquid to travel 150 centimeters.
Sir, then on to the next component, liquid. So we thought if we change the liquid, how will it affect the rate of flow? So our original hypothesis was the denser the liquid, the rate of flow will be less because it will kind of stick to the surface. But what we discovered was very surprising. Like, sir, we can't see the first can we like
Add columns.
add
The left.
Yeah, now as we all know, oil is less dense than water. So we expected it to flow faster on the slope. But as you can see, the average time for oil and water has changed drastically. For oil it's 22 and for water it's 1. So it's almost a 20-second difference. So what this tells us that because both the coconut oil and sunflower oil we have taken, both of them give us approximately 20. So this tells us that actually the less dense substance takes more time to flow down the slope, which tells us that the speed of a less dense substance will be much lesser than compared to let's say water. Even we have taken salt water which will again increase the density. Even that has given less time than regular water. So we came to a conclusion that the more dense the substance is, the less time it will take. Then, sir, on to the next, sir.
We have plotted graph also.
Sir, we have
Sir, we have
plotted
it on that showing the
Not showing.
yes.
But which type of graph will you
Sir, we had
Sir,
a
we
bar
have bar
graph
graph.
because it's a discrete variable.
Sir, then on to the next component, I'll just briefly explain what role they play in the system.
What we think
Role they play. So surface, we have also done a few observations. The observations are not here with us right now, they are with the next team. So surface, we discovered that the rougher the surface, our hypothesis was that the more rough the surface will get, friction will increase and rate of flow will decrease. But we found out that the more the surface is rough, the rate of flow is increasing. So our theory for why this is happening is these are force like the water sticks to whatever it comes in contact with and it flows down the surface faster.
actually a slight modification to what you were saying. Actually, rougher surfaces make the rate of flow slower. But once the rough surfaces reach one particular level of roughness, like we took sandpaper for example, the water fills the gap. This is what we think, and including the adhesive forces, it fills the gap and just glides over the surface. When the remaining water is on top of the surface, it glides over and actually it gave us a faster time than it being on a smooth surface.
So how will the graph look like?
Sir,
The
the
graph
graph
originally it will be a bit higher, sir, when the friction is less. Then when the friction is increased a bit, it will come low, and after that it will start increasing again.
but sir, we have taken a bar graph, sir. The other team has taken a bar graph because this is a discrete data. It's not, as you have not.
What is speed variable?
So we can't measure the value of mu here, so like frictional
Yes,
coefficient.
so we have just
So we have
taken
just
different types of surfaces.
surfaces.
But if you have something to measure
Yes,
the
sir.
friction, then you can make it a continuous.
Yes, yes, then we can.
Everyone is understanding, right?
Yes.
Because they don't have to measure the roughness. So what they did, they might have taken different
We took different surfaces.
different surfaces, which will have different roughness, but they will consider it discrete because they are not changing even on a scale, right? If they have some unit or some continuous scale, they can consider it as a
Continuous.
Right. And sir, apart from roughness, sir, the different surfaces also have other variables such as how much it absorbs water. So that's why we are taking it.
correct.
So also the angles that we measured there are all measured with a protractor. So also we have also taken in the slope of the next surface, and our hypothesis was that the more we increase the slope, the more the rate of flow will increase, and that was proven to be true as you reach 90, it will become very less, and the minimum we found was 10 degrees when it starts flowing. So then surroundings, they also have surrounding is another component, and the variables are like pressure, wind speed, humidity. Here we could not measure all of those, but our hypothesis is like in a completely contained system where pressure, wind speed, humidity is kept constant, rate of flow will always remain same.
Yes. That's
Okay, next. Just change